Hi, this is Trevor from GHD-repair.co.uk. We are seeing an increasingly large number of the GHD SS5 model arriving with broken arm covers where this end of the arm cover is up in the air, and as you can see here, hopefully it should be flush. This is an example of a slightly damaged one, but you can see how the cover is flush with the side of the arm. And what's happening is the sheer weight of this plate assembly, which just slots in here, what stops this from actually falling out is this plastic tab here just touching the cover. If I turn this over, hopefully you can see in there, that's what stops this ceramic plate coming out. Now unfortunately, a lot of users are putting these irons down incorrectly, and they are banging them down like this, so you've got all the mass of this ceramic plate coming down, stopping dead on a surface, and all the pressure that creates on this plastic tab that's pushing on here. Now eventually, just due to plastic fatigue, these plastic pillars that were originally part of the arm, you can see clearly there where they have snapped out. They're moulded parts of that arm. These will just break free, and the customer may not notice anything until these loosen up a bit. They're generally, when we see them, they're always slightly loose, and if you look at the break, it is not a flat flush break, it's at an angle. So if that higher part turns around, it will lift the arm cover away like that, so it's raised up. Now this causes problems with hairs being caught in the side. It looks ugly, and eventually the whole thing can lift off, so much that there's a great big gap there. I've never had it that it's broken completely free and the ceramic plate has come adrift, because there's also that one screw at the back here that tends to hold it in position. So as I say, we are seeing that pretty much on every single pair that comes in. Now if your pair has not done that so far, then you need to be changing your habits with this particular model. The way to handle these, and exactly the same can happen on the other side, it doesn't matter whether it's the switch side or the non-switch side. If you keep putting these down that way or that way, you will get plastic fatigue, and these arms, the covers, will break free. You need to put the irons down like that, always, because the pressure on the plates is then spread out the full length of the arms, and that is not going to do any damage. This and this is going to cause a problem, and we'll move on to another issue. If you don't break the arm covers free, another problem is breaking the mount free. Just grab a plate, that is a ceramic plate, and usually it is held in place like that with the heater assembly and some other parts. But again, if you keep banging these down like that, the pressure that ceramic plate applies on the plastic as it hits the ground is quite high, and over time you will break the 4 plastic tabs. I'm going to show you a good one first of all. If we look in here, you will see 4 tiny little plastic tabs. Hopefully, I can't see on the screen, but hopefully you can see those. They take an immense amount of pressure when you put these down like that, whichever way, and what happens is, as you can see on this example, those plastic tabs have broken, in this case in each 4 places, each of the 4 places, and that allows the ceramic plate to literally fall out, and it will be hanging there by the wires. So you'll have this sort of a problem. It will just fall out in use, but the wires will stop it falling out completely. Obviously at that stage it is unusable and unsafe. We can obviously replace the mount for you, that's not an issue. What is an issue, and it hasn't happened yet, but until today, a customer had one of these repaired some months ago, and exactly the same thing has happened. They have broken the mount again, and that has happened because they are constantly putting the irons down in the incorrect manner like this. That creates so much force with something that weighs that much that you will break these 4 tabs off as shown there. This is repairable. We will just fit a new brand new mount. You can repair these yourselves. These mounts are not cheap. Actually, that's a brand new one, and it's actually faulty. Just seen that the plastic moulding is incorrect on that, so I'd better check the ones we've just received, because that is of no use to anyone. So that's interesting. We'll put that away to one side. Let me go back to this this other brand new one. So yes, you can replace them yourselves. They do just clip into place, but if you do not change your habits of putting these down from this to this, then you will get the same problem develop over time. And depending on the surface you're putting them down on, the softer the better. If you're using a very hard surface like this work surface for instance, then these are going to break again much quicker. So yeah, that's it really. I just wanted to cover the reasons why your arms or arm covers may be hanging off, and why these mounts, ceramic plates, actually fall out of the irons, albeit hanging there by the wires. There is very little that can be done when these plastic pillars have broken off. How we repair them is by tightening these up, aligning the plastic so it goes right back in. You can see that's a little proud at the moment, so we would get our screwdriver, turn the plastic. In fact, this is not out of this particular arm, it's probably one of the others, so I'm not going to be able to give you a real good example of that. Maybe I can on the other side. The other side is flush currently. If that had worked its way loose, and no, it's not going to do it. You're going to have to take my word. If that plastic turns, it's raised up. So we would spin them round, align it so the plastic is flush with the arm. We would then apply some high temperature silicone sealant onto these pillars. We would put that all back together again after repairing the irons. You will probably need to squeeze that in place. What we do is wrap paper around this and then wrap an elastic band around it, and that is held in place at least overnight till the customer gets the irons back, and by that time the silicone sealant has set, and the arm cover will then be held in place. That's really the only thing that you can do with these. Glue, epoxies, they just don't work because this is in the very close vicinity of the heated ceramic plate. So really it's only high temperature silicone, which most customers will not have, that is going to do the trick. And that's it really. So if yours are all good at the moment, swap your habit to putting them down on their side, and if you have got these broken, then we can repair them with the silicone, and we can also repair or replace the ceramic mounts. But if you don't change what you're doing with them, you will do further damage. Anyway, I hope that explains why these covers break like that, and why sometimes the ceramic plates will fall out.